Today we'll be making this amazing salad. Well, let's begin. So what are you going to need? Some water, of course, corn, black beans, kale, bell peppers, sweet potatoes, key lime or lime, cilantro, and so much more. So we're just going to prep everything because what I've learned while cooking is that prep is important, and you want to make sure that your ingredients are prepped. So this is how I prepare sweet potato, which I wind up boiling. You can bake it if you like. Boiling and just, searing it on the stovetop worked perfectly for me. And then I chilled it. It was divine, and it worked perfectly in the salad. Now, I'm just cutting it into cubes. You can cut your sweet potato into whatever size you'd like. This just works for me and also works for this jar. You're just going to dice. Make sure to put something on your cutting board. As you can see, mine just sliding, but I made it work. So that's the sweet potato. Next, I did my onion, and I wanted to share how I cut my onion. So I just go in almost to the end, not all the way. And I cut layers, and I hold the top so it doesn't slide. And then I go, vertically? And I cut. And that's how you get a diced onion. Like magic. Look at that. Just diced perfectly, little pieces. And this was amazing to put inside the salad because my red onion was looking a little funky. But this worked. It was sweet. It was, yummy. And then as you can see, I have my little composty bowl. I always make sure to have a compost bowl around me just in case. I don't like throwing food in the garbage, and I feel like if it can go and nurture some soil, let it do that. So those are the chopped onions, or dice, whatever you want to call it. Next, we're going to move over to the bell pepper. Now, I've watched a lot of people cut bell peppers, and y'all be throwing food away. So I'm going to show you how I cut mine. I usually go right around the top. I pull the top off, and that disconnects the top from the seed. I cut the bottom off. But y'all be throwing these parts away. We're not doing that today. We're going to go in, and we're going to pull the top because it was stuck to the bottom. You see that? No. We usually throw that out. Don't do that. And we're going to go and devein it. Put that in the compost, devein, put it in the compost, and devein, put it in the compost. Why? Because why not? And then I'm going to cut mine into strips because I'm making a little dicey. If you're looking to make fajita style stuff, definitely leave like this. I like to hold mine upright. It makes it easier. This knife wasn't that sharp, which is dangerous. Always make sure your knives are sharp. But, this is not my knife. We're just going to make sure to cut them things into strips. And I'm going to eat that part. Because I love me some bell peppers. They're super sweet. They're just a great snack. And red is definitely my favorite. So I'm going to divide it into two sections so that they're easy to cut. And we're just going to, again, dice. Now, if you're busy or you don't have enough time, definitely pre-prep this and put it in the fridge and make your life so much easier. Or if you're into cooking, you want more diverse meals, prep this stuff and freeze it, and then you can just reach in the fridge and make your stir fry, make your burrito, make your whatever. But the bottom, you do the same thing. You cut it into strips, and then you dice it. Y'all be throwing this part away. Like, no ma'am, not today. And we're going to dice that thing up like so. And then we're going to do the same thing with the top because people be throwing this part away. Like, we're going to take the top off. The only part that should go in the garbage should be the green part at the top. And that shouldn't even go in the garbage. It should go in the compost bin. But we, whatever. Not everybody's composting. So, we're going to dice this up. Same thing. Dice. And there we go. Can you tell the difference? No, it's all the same thing. You just want to dice it and slice it. Make it look nice. And then you're going to dice that up until it's nice and, dicey. And that's how I cut my bell pepper, sweet pepper. And then we're going to move over to the kale. So I've washed this kale, and I like to devein mine like this. I just be pulling it, and then I go in the middle and I kind of pull it out because it's thick. Kale got a thick vein. And I do that for all of them. And I make sure to get all the kale off because it be some in there. We're going to break the stem, throw it in the compost bin, and you're going to just do that. It's so relaxing, you know. It relieves some stress, some tendencies, and then it also allows you to break it down. So I like to chop mine, but that's how I do my kale. So you're going to need your black beans, some corn. I got some sweet corn. Your onion, the one you just watched me cut, and Greek goddess dressing. I'm going to do this recipe in a short. Some bell peppers, of course, and there's a few other things. Some kale, of course, and you saw other ingredients, sweet potato, and a few other things, but I'll show you that. So you got your corn, the sweet potato, bell peppers, onions, black pepper, quinoa, goddess dressing, and we're going to assemble our jars. So first things first, in the jar, you know, once you get your upcycled jars, because these are all upcycled except for one, you're going to take your dressing and you're going to measure it out. I think this is about a 4th cup or a 3rd cup of dressing. You're going to put that at the bottom. The wet goes at the bottom. I don't know why, but that's how women assemble their salad jars. It's not me, it's them, but they cute, whatever. So a 3rd cup into each. Now, I like to carry my salad dressing with me because I've been eating extra. So put some in a little cup, put it on top, or you can take your salad dressing with you when you take your meal. Next, we're going to layer. So I started to film myself putting it in there, but y'all can't really see it. So I was like, we're going to do a bird's eye view, which is what we're going to switch to right now. So bird's eye view, boom. We're going to add in our onions into every jar. Now with this recipe, I kind of weighed everything out so I knew how much calories were in each jar, but also like if I'm doing this for another client or for myself again, I can kind of count my calories per se. I know some people aren't into that, but I am, and I enjoy it. So yeah, we have our peppers in there. Next, we're going to add in the corn. And again, everything's weighed out. Then we're going to add in our black beans, some protein. And then we're going to add in our good old sweet potato. Just looking beautiful. Now, this is a different sweet potato. I'll show you which one I love. It's only one, and it's delicious. Then we're going to add in our quinoa, some more protein. And then we're going to add in our lovely kale. Now, you want to stuff this in here because it ain't going to fit if you just be nice. You gotta put your hand in there and, you know, shove it down a little bit. Not too hard, but you want to be a little aggressive. Gently aggressive, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's the jar, y'all. That's what they look like. They mad cute. Let me drink some water and finish adding my kale as I drink and hydrate, because meal prepping is a full-time job, but I truly love it. It is so much fun, and you can have a lot of fun. So that is the jars as we stand, and then we're going to add in some more protein, because it doesn't hurt to add in more protein or more textures. So I'm going to put my plate away, and then we're going to add in some goodies. So I got my tablespoon ready, and we're going to add in our pumpkin seeds. And I do about 2 tablespoons per jar. And then after that's on there, we're going to close everything up because why not? So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons to each jar. I think I did 3 to 4 jars. And somebody commented, like, why people only meal prep for 3 to 4 or 5 days. It's because most of the time, if you have a day off, you're cooking. Like, I'm not meal prepping for more than the amount of days I know I can handle eating the same thing over and over again. Like 3 days is my max. So let's put the jars on, the tops on the jars. This is an upcycled jar from my olives, and it was bomb. There was a garlic and jalapeno stuffed olives. Y'all, they were so good. But let me put the Tufts on the jar. This one is a Mason, this one been around for a while. It's very faithful. And that's it. That's the jar, the sweet potato, the Southwest salad jar. Delicious and yummy.